are going to be talking about the 8 stages of genocide. The examples that we are going to be using refer to the situation in Rwanda. First, the genocidal process. Prevention of genocide requires a structural understanding of the genocidal process. Genocide has 8 stages or operational processes. The first stages precede later stages, but continue to operate throughout the genocidal process. Each stage reinforces the others. A strategy to prevent genocide should attack each stage or each process. The 8 stages of genocide are classification, symbolization, dehumanization, organization, polarization, preparation, extermination, and denial. All cultures have categories to distinguish people into us and them by ethnicity, race, religion, or nationality. For example, with the Holocaust, we classified people into German or Jew. In the Rwandan genocide, we will learn that the 2 tribes we classify are the Hutu tribe and the Tutsi tribe. Classification alone does not ensure genocide. Classification is just something we do as humans to identify ourselves. In order to make sure that genocide does not come from this classification stage, we need to teach tolerance and the acceptance of division of ethnicity, race, religion, or nationality within a culture. The second stage is symbolization. We give names or other symbols to the classifications that we made in stage 1. We name people Jews or Gypsies, or distinguish them by colors or dress, and apply the symbols to members of groups. Classification and symbolization, the first 2 stages of genocide, are universally human and do not necessarily result in genocide unless they lead to the next stage, which is dehumanization. When combined with hatred, symbols may be forced upon unwilling members of these groups. For example, the yellow star for Jews under Nazi rule. The third stage is dehumanization. This is when one group denies the humanity of the other group. Members of it are equated with animals, vermin, insects, or diseases. In dehumanization, one group does not see murder or killing the other group as a problem because they do not see the other group as human. You will notice that a lot of times the Hutus will refer to the Tutsis as insects or rats or termites. And so it's not hard for them to kill them because they do not believe that they are actually human. Stage 4 is organization. Genocide is always organized, usually by the state, often using militias to provide deniability of state responsibility. Special army units or militias are trained and armed. In the situation in Rwanda, the Rwandan army does its best to keep peace. However, a different rebel group or militia, the Hutu tribe or the Hutu army, is the one that carries out the mass killings. Stage 5 is polarization. Hate groups start broadcasting polarizing propaganda. Laws may even forbid intermarriage and social interaction. Extremist terrorism targets moderates, intimidating and silencing the center. In the situation in Rwanda, we will talk about a case where a Hutu man is married to a Tutsi woman, and this is not accepted by the Hutu tribes. The 6th stage is preparation. Victims are now identified and separated out because of their ethnic or religious identity. Death lists are drawn up. Members of victim groups are forced to wear identifying symbols. Their property is taken from them and they are often segregated into slum-type areas like ghettos or into concentration camps such as the Holocaust. Or they are confined into a famine-struck region and starved. At this stage, a genocide emergency must be declared. The seventh stage is extermination. Extermination begins and quickly becomes the mass killing legally called genocide. It is extermination to the killers because they do not believe their victims to be fully human. Like we talked about in the dehumanization stage, they refer to them as subhuman, such as insects or animals. At this stage, only rapid and overwhelming armed intervention can stop the genocide. Real safe areas or refugee escape camps should be established with heavily armed international protection. The final stage is denial. It is among the surest indicators of further genocidal massacres. The perpetrators of genocide dig up the mass graves, burn the bodies, try to cover up the evidence and intimidate the witnesses. They deny they committed any crimes and often blame what happened on the victims. They also block investigations of the crimes and continue to govern until driven from power by force when they flee into exile. These are the 8 stages of genocide. We will now be identifying certain parts of each stage while we watch the movie Hotel Rwanda.